Hi guys, and welcome to Studio Knit. I'm Kristen and it's Sunday. I've been looking forward to being able to take a moment with you all week long when I have the time and the natural light that affords me a moment with you. So how are you? How has your week been? How are your knitting projects coming along? This has been Fashion Week in New York City. And so I've been checking out the fashions and looking for knitting trends. So what went down the runway this week was for spring of 2015. So there really wasn't much in the way of knitwear. One collection that I did see that was knitwear, and it was all beige, it was pretty bulky, and you know, it was interesting. This sweater got my attention. I actually thought that if you knitted this yourself, it would seem as though something went terribly wrong. However, if you just take the lower sleeves off, it's totally cute. It would be a great opportunity to look at the previous Fashion Week, which happened in February of 2014, and that was to project and influence, I suppose, the trends for today. Fall 2014, what we are in the midst of. So I thought it would be interesting to start a new segment. I have Pinterest boards that are breaking out the different fashion weeks by season, and then on my website I've created a new segment called Knit the Look. So what Vogue featured this week, I believe, was this graphic dress that was worn by Kyle Jenner on the street. And I thought it would be fun to see how to knit the look. And lo and behold, my research showed that Vogue Knitting has a very similar dress that they published, I think about 6 years ago. And so, but you know, it's a really simple dress, it's a simple design, and in that way it's timeless, so that's pretty cool. So capes are supposed to be the big thing this fall. Do you have a cape? Have you seen capes being worn around your neighborhood or your local mall? I haven't, and I live in San Francisco, so if I were to see the trend, it probably would be here, but I haven't. You know, capes are cool. I mean, capes are timeless in a way, so it's sort of hard to say that cape is going to be a trend. But in figuring out how to knit the look, I found this really beautiful pattern, and to create it, it looks like you have to be pretty cape committed. It, you know, definitely looks like a pretty complex project to take on. It's not a quick knit, and but it's gorgeous, and it's something that, you know, someday I'll get to that. And then lastly was not only in knitwear, but just in fashion in general, just really bright colors and a little pop of color. One of my favorite things that I'm seeing are grays, so primarily like gray neutral palette with just a pop of really vibrant color, and different graphic patterns with the vibrant colors. I think they're really cool in knitwear and beyond. And so that made me think of Stephen B. This summer I had the pleasure of going to the Stephen and Stephen tour, and if you look in the link below, I have a quick little synopsis of my visit and my opportunity to see them, which was super cool. And they love their neons, they love their colors, and when it comes to knitwear, they definitely are cutting edge and somewhat avant-garde, but just really also classic as well. So I thought I would wear my avant-garde look. And this is actually just some yarn that when I went to go visit Stephen B, I got this yarn from him. It's called, the name has something to do with Pixie. And when we're together and we were looking at yarns in the basket together, Stephen mentioned that this would be really cool doll hair. And as soon as he said that, I knew that there was a doll in my future that was destined to have this doll hair. So for now, how I created this look was simply wrapping the yarn around me, and voila, fashion. And one of the patterns that I fell in love with when I went to the Stephen and Stephen tour was Stephen B's this little, he's calling it a capelet, he also calls it a dicky, and I just love the grays and the muted tones, and then this one just really vibrant pink. It just did it for me. So I made sure to buy that pattern, and I will absolutely be sharing that as soon as I finish it. It's been really fun chatting with you. Please leave comments below, and let's be Ravelry friends. Oh my gosh, let's be Ravelry friends. Everyone on Ravelry who friends me, I immediately friend back as soon as I log into Ravelry. And what is so great about Ravelry and being friends is that I can go check out your finished projects, or what you have queued up, or what your favorites are, and so I can see what you've been knitting at a glance, and I love commenting and liking and loving, and a lot of my viewers' Ravelry projects have actually given me inspiration for what I can share with others on this channel. So thank you so much for being my Ravelry friend. Links below. Have a great week, everyone. Bye!